kayfabe. For those of you who worked Minneapolis territory, Bob O'Brien. Does that ring a bell? Remember that? Anyway, a lot of what I was going to say tonight is in here. So just read that. Thank you very much. How do you follow Rowdy Roddy Piper? How do you follow all these winners of tonight? Well, I did every night. Literally. I had to follow these guys. When you get into the part of the business, as you all know, and I look out and I see so many names and people that I haven't seen for so many years. But I got the opportunity to be in the ring with you, got to watch you before I was even a professional wrestler, and just admired you all, and thank you for paving the road for guys like me and all of us that have been presented awards tonight. I guess I was kind of destined to be in this business. When I was about 4 years old, I remember my father, we lived in a one-bedroom home, and my father, I had gone to bed because I had to sleep on the couch. My sister and I slept on a pull-out couch. So I had to go sleep in his bed with my sister, and till we went to sleep, and I woke up at this noise that was going on. It sounded like people were getting killed in the living room. So I crept out there, and here my father was with a bunch of his friends and my uncles yelling at the TV screen and watching professional wrestling. And I just couldn't believe what was going on. And I started to fake like I was sleeping on Saturdays, and until wrestling came on, and I would crawl out there and I'd watch the show without them even knowing. And so I was kind of destined for this business. When I came home from school one day, a neighbor of ours who rented a house next to us, a room there was always this truck in the driveway. And it was always gone at night, but it would be there during the day. And one day I got home from school, and there was a wrestling ring up in the backyard of this guy's house. And I didn't know it, but his name was Joe Schneider. And he was a professional wrestler and referee for Bert Diamond, the AWA. A lot of you might remember Joe.
This is killing me doing it, isn't it?
But he was cleaning the ring. And I saw that ring, and I just went crazy over it. And I couldn't wait for my father to get home. And sure enough, he gets home, and I said, Dad, look, there's a wrestler. He said, oh, yeah, it's Joe. He said, he's a referee. Come on over, I'll introduce you to him. So got over there, and Joe let me get in the ring, and I ran the ropes. And I was about 7 years old, maybe. So I guess I was destined for this business. And as I went through life, shortly after that, I was at an airport in Minneapolis picking up an aunt, and all of a sudden another plane departs, or comes in, and the people get off the plane, and one of them is Jumpin' Joe Starpello. I don't know if a lot of you remember Jumpin' Joe Starpello from Omaha, Nebraska, but he was huge in my eyes, huge, all tanned up, beautiful looking suit. My father said, Bobby, look, there's Jumpin' Joe Starpello. I said, oh my God, it is. He said, come on, let's go meet him. I said, no, I'm not going. And so my dad took me by the hand. He said, Joe. And Joe was very cordial. Anybody that knows Joe, or knew Joe. He said, yes. He said, my son Bobby would love to get your autograph and get a picture with you. Of course, we didn't have a camera. But my father was all gung-ho for it, so I got the autograph anyway. And Joe says, you're a pretty good-looking kid. Would you like to carry my bag to the car? I said, yeah, I guess. carried the bag out to the sidewalk, and I'll never forget this beautiful white Cadillac with the big fins on the back, and Joe got into that car, and before we left, he said goodbye. He said, "Your name is Bobby?" I said, "Yes, sir." "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I said, "A professional wrestler." He said, "I think you will be." So I guess I was kind of destined for this business.
Would you like to share?
So, long story short, I won't go through the rest of my life until I got into training camp. A friend of mine, Bill Tweed, who a few of you know here, was a sports writer, and I was working with my father in a roofing company, and he said, "Hey Bob, I'm going to go do a story on a pro wrestling training camp that Bird Gagnon puts on. Would you like to go along?" I said, "Let me ask my dad." Called my dad up, "Is it okay if I leave?" "Yeah, go ahead." So I went with Bill Tweed, went to this old barn out in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, and got there, and these huge specimens of mankind were in the ring. One of them being Tampa